Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark is a 2019 horror movie starring Zoe Margaret Coletti, Michael Garza, Austin Zajor, and Gabriel Rush. And so, yeah, of course, this is the movie adaptation of the book by the same name. And again, that book is very, very kind of near and dear to me. Didn't have that much high hopes, honestly, when it came to this movie, because I don't know, I've been burned by movie adaptations of books that are very near and dear to me, and so I was very tepid when this came out. Matter of fact, I don't think I went to the movies to see it. I had to kind of wait for it to get on an app. I think I saw it on Netflix, and I think it's still on there too. I recently watched it last weekend, I believe. However, with that said, though, I was pretty pleasantly surprised. It's very kind of true to the story, and I like what they did with the story in the movie, because the book isn't like a traditional book. It's not like a narrative with a beginning, middle, and end. Like it's a collection of short stories that are, that's been collected over the years of urban legends and other kind of horror tales, over generations. It was seen. This one, it was. I like how they did it. It was a bit like a step above the Goosebumps movie to me. Cause I don't like the tone was not as juvenile, I guess I could say. Even though it is involving teenagers, it's involving kids basically. So what's it about? So it's Halloween night in some town in 1969 or 1970, and there's a bunch of kids who are causing mischief on Halloween. Or I think they're trying to fight back against the town bully, who's a miserable human being. He's he's drunk. He's tells his mom off and abuses a poor Harold over here. Could you imagine? Poor Harold. Who could abuse poor Harold? Right here, my buddy Harold here. Yeah, so it's these four kids. They ended up mixing it up with the town bullies, and so they go to this house, this abandoned haunted house, and they find this secret basement, and they find this book that I guess the inhabitants used to have, and so the book starts writing these stories itself, and so all hilarity ensues, as they say. Yeah, so what I like about it is really cool seeing the stories that I kind of grew up reading, coming to life. They have kind of the most famous stories from the book in here, or some of the most famous or infamous images from that book in the movie too. My guy Harold. Oh. My guy Harold right here. Yeah, they have the scene in here where the corpse is looking for his missing toe, and so they have that whole thing play out in here, which is really cool. I love it. I love how faithful it was to the story, and I love this whole scene. I love this scene. I love how it played out. It was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Yeah, they have Harold, my guy Harold here. It was again one of my favorite stories in the book. And this was kind of rough. This scene is one of the reasons why I think it kind of elevated itself above the Goosebumps movie, because this was kind of gnarly. It was pretty rough. It almost in a different movie, it could have very easily been a very more gory kind of rated R kind of scene, but it was really intense. It was really good and really fun scene. And of course, they gotta have the pale white lady here. They gotta have that in here. I think the picture of the pale lady might be more famous than the books. Actually, because it's something you see and it immediately freaks you the hell out. It's just what is this? No, kill it with fire. It was a pretty good scene. But just seeing the pale white lady in like live action, like on screen. It's just, yeah, it was really like, oh God, like the worst nightmare, absolute worst nightmare is what happened to the kid in this scene, and like there's no escaping her. Ah. Yeah, and so they capped the movie off with this character here, which are called the Jangly Man, I believe. I do not remember him from the books like at all, but he is most definitely the most terrifying creature in this movie. He's like a reanimated corpse that reanimates itself and puts itself together, and he's like a Terminator. Like he's like a demonic Terminator. Like I think they ran him over. Like he like, yeah, like in this scene here, he's like forcing himself through a cell, and he's like contorting and like all this stuff to get in there. Yeah, it was really. I wasn't expecting that because I don't remember him really in the books at all. But I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed him, and I hope they kind of get around to making a second one to bring him back. Like I would definitely like to see him in another one. Yeah, all in all, I can give this a 4 out of 5. It was. I was surprised. Like I was pleasantly surprised. Like I'm horrible when it comes to like rating scares for other people because I there's nothing scary to me, but it was enjoyably eerie and creepy at times. I think it could be pretty scary for like other people, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was faithful to like the stories in the book. It was fun seeing like that stuff realized like in live action on screen. Yeah, I loved it. It really made me want to go back to the book and reread some stuff. So yeah, 4 out of 5. I think it's cool. I think it's fair. I mean, some of the characters were just really tropey, predictable. Everything outside of the scares was just really kind of plain and predictable. Like but like seeing all the stuff from the book come together was really fun. So 4 out of 5. I think it's cool. Yeah, scary stories to tell in the dark. 4 out of 5. It is a Halloween must for me every year. Every single year since it came out, I gotta watch Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark on Halloween.